Gluten-free. Gluten-free? Don't you mean gluten-free? Oh, yes, yes. Oh, see one of me. That makes more sense. Look at all of that bacon. Oh, this sweet.
You know what the best thing about that is?
What's that, Chad?
You can literally eat that now or tater. Sorry about that. So we're coming to you live from Fairdale Christian Church, and I'm Chad.
And I'm Rodney, and I can't tell you how glad we are to be here today, being at Fairdale Christian Church and sharing something that's really, really going down to be one of the greatest things in history at Fairdale Christian. It's obvious things are swell in Fairdale. But this coming Sunday, on the 4th of February, starting at 9:30 a.m., we want you here. You have to be here. There's no better place to be than to be right here. We'll start tailgating over in the fabulous Superdome, or the Fairdale Christian Gym, as most of you may know it by. But it's going to be a great showdown, because what happens after the tailgate will be talked about for many years.
Well, and our first contestant is actually going to be your very own Brandon Hatfield. I mean, I could tell you little things about him, like 5'9". That's pretty little. He's 33 years old. He's been preaching for 13 years. He's lived here for, been here for 3.5 at Fairdale. But there's a couple things you guys don't know about him. Growing up in the mean streets of Fort Thomas, Kentucky, there's some accolades about him that I really feel like, that is going to make him, come out on top. One would be, he was a corn shuck champ. And I don't know if you guys realize that or not, but you can tell by his awesome beard that, he's a woodsman. He was also second in state in pitchfork throwing.
Way.
Yeah,
no way.
Yeah, in his 7th grade year. And then, of course, he was a semi-pro chicken wrangler. And all of that, is why they really call him, Brandon the Thunderous Hammer Hatfield.
Wow.
So what do you got for me?
Well, let me tell you a little bit about his opponent in this preach-off. His opponent is our very own Kevin Comp. Now, there's a guy. Kevin Comp, there's a guy. We've got some people. There's a guy right there, Kevin Comp. Yeah, there's a guy. We've got a lot of tradition here. We got Brother Ron Davidson has been here since he was a youngster out of Fairdale High School. We got people like Wendell Cox. We got people like Jim Howell, and going to name. Then we got Phil Miller back. We got all kinds of people, but there's a guy. Kevin Comp, there's a guy. Let me share something with you. There's a guy that's going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. Oh, I got a little personal story. Kevin Comp spent some time in the deep, dark bottom of being management at Ford Motor Company, and I witnessed it. I witnessed it. Now, when you got to build a lot of trucks, that's number one. But let me tell you what Kevin Comp did. There's a guy. Kevin Comp, the trucks are going down the line, and we're making tons of money, and a squirrel somehow gets into the plant. And that squirrel goes across that line as it's moving, and he breaks his leg. Kevin Comp stops the line. There's a guy.
He stopped the line?
He stopped the line.
That's a big deal.
Oh, it is a big deal. He went over there, and he seen that squirrel hurt. That squirrel broke his leg. Kevin Comp got that squirrel. He put a splint on it. Not only did he just put a splint on it and fix that squirrel up, but he made crutches for that squirrel. That's what kind of guy Kevin Comp is. That was the very moment that he knew God was calling him back into the ministry, and he said, "Away with you, Ford Motor Company," and that's the guy. That's the guy. Sorry, I get excited.
So what you're saying is this is a true battle of Bible wits. Maybe?
I think that's a very fair statement. Very fair statement. I'll be truthful with you. I love this church. And some of you may not know this, but I was here the very first Sunday. And things are going so well here. It's so good. It's so unbelievable. Brother Ron just shared the greatest year ever. But I get sick of Brandon. That's all I hear is Brandon. Kevin Comp is coming, Brandon.
Listen, you can talk all you want about Kevin, and you can be all mouth. Everybody knows you're the mouthiest person in this church.
Oh, somebody say amen.
Well, except for my mother, but she's not here. Come on. Oh, come on. But listen, Brandon is a man of few words, and that's all I got to say about him. I don't have to go off and brag and, stick my chest out. He has the job here. He is the pastor here. He is the guy who's going to win this. I have no doubts. And in that, I just want to say that you were talking about earlier about going over to the church and over to the what'd you call the gym earlier?
The Superdome, the Fairdale Superdome.
Well, yeah. So in the Superdome before church, we're actually going to have a stellar, just lineup of food. I think we're going to have, what we got here? We got football donuts, tachos. We even have gravy.
Oh. Let me tell you guys something. Get there early. It says 9:30, but get there early because I know the staff. I know them well. Oddly enough, last night I was at the Kroger and I seen Phil Miller there, and he was getting some straws. I said, Phil, what are you doing? He said, man, did you hear about the soft drinks we got at church? I said, what are you talking about, Phil? He said, gravy. So get there early, please. There's going to be great food.
So what time does it start?
9:30 a.m.
9:30.
All right, and then after the tailgate, we'll be coming in here having a great day, a great historical day. Now, there's a really cool plan here, a really cool plan. There should be a number coming up on the screen. That number is 502-297-3477. You can text a phrase to that number. It can be a phrase out of a movie. It can be a line from your favorite song. It can be one of Chad's wonderful quotes this morning, whatever you want. So what we're going to do is we're going to take those and we're going to put them in a big bowl and randomly pick it out. And both Brandon and Kevin will have to pull one out, and they will have to use that in their sermon, in this sermon preach-off. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So with that being said.
Seriously? Really?
Hang on.
You have one job to do. You can't
Chad,
I told you to mute your phone.
Hang on a second.
I'm sorry.
Hang on. Hello? Brandon? Why are you calling Brandon on my phone? Oh, here. Okay. Brandon, it's for you. Sorry, guys.
Hey, Brandon.
Hello. Hello?
Hey, Brandon.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Kevin Comp, man. How you doing?
Oh. I'm just great. Man. How are you?
Oh, man, I am so pumped to be there next Sunday. Listen, I got a bag full of butt chickens and lollipops, and I'm fresh out of lollipops.
Oh. Well, Kevin, I wanted to let you know, man, there's no shame in losing when you've been beaten by the best, man.
Hey, I cannot wait to face you. Hey, do you smoke?
Do I smoke?
Yeah, because everybody's going to call you Marlboro after I smoke you next week in this preaching competition.
What was that, Kevin? I'm sorry, I don't speak loser.
Somebody's been on the internet.
Man, I'd slap you, but it would be animal abuse.
Listen, I cannot wait to face you off. This will be an epic battle. I know that a lot of people are excited there. My good friend Rodney James, that little pipsqueak, what's his name? Chad Reynolds or something like that. Is he still skinny?
What's that?
Is Chad still skinny?
Still skinny? Not as skinny as he used to be.
Me neither. I'm excited to get over there. I heard there's going to be gravy.
It's going to be gravy. Hey, why don't you tell everybody here, tell us what you do. You're at Shelby Christian Church. What do you do there?
I'm the life groups and discipleship pastor, and I preach about 6-7 times a year.
6 or 7 times a year, huh? Well, I tell you what, I preach about 50 times a year, man, and I'd really like to talk, but I'm a little busy right now. Can I ignore you later?
Well, hey, that's good, though, Brandon.